Bone Tomahawk. Nice.
You're listening to a Cult Talk Network podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to Cultober, the second week of our annual month-long celebration of all things Halloween here on Cult Talk Net. I'm Ty.
I'm Eric.
I'm
Marissa.
Yes! Oh, Bailey's time!
Man, that's right.
Oh!
3 syllables, so gentle, so nice, so sweet. The beginning of October is starting off sweet.
I tried to dig that in there right in between two people that way.
That's
Nice and quick. Nice and quick and easy, just like my sex life.
That's fine. Just let somebody else's name fall face first in the shit this time.
He's so happy right now, guys.
Wow.
2 years. 2 years we've been trying to do this.
Damn. Never had Bailey get erupted. No.
It never happens.
Totally not.
Anyway.
Yeah, and Ben's here.
Ben is here.
I said that. I
didn't hear it. Yeah, okay. Well, today, it's a Monday here in Cultober. Last Monday, you got the Campbell-less Cult of Campbell, where we watched Creepshow.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Today, you were getting a very special October edition of that one show we started, and we kind of do every now and then, Cult of Russell.
Yeah. Listen, if Cult of Campbell would die, then we could do Cult of Russell. But
it's a deadite. It will not be put down.
That's exactly right. It just keeps being resurrected from the dead. So
yep. As long as there are followers, there's a Cult of Campbell, I suppose. But Cult of Russell is always great to get in here. It's a fun little treat for everybody. So, as much as everyone loves Bruce Campbell, everyone also loves Kurt Russell.
Oh yeah.
How can you not?
Name a bad Kurt Russell movie or a movie that he's bad in.
Exactly.
Crickets.
And with Cultober, we want to do a horror movie. And last year we spent the other Kurt Russell horror movie, which is The Thing.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. So naturally, the next one up in line is Bone Tomahawk.
Naturally?
Naturally?
I don't know about
what other horror movie is there that Kurt's been in?
It's a good Monday movie. It reminded me a lot of Mondays.
Slow and tedious.
Yeah.
Slow, yeah. This is a
Feels like
2000. This is a 2015 Western horror movie. And this came out the same year as his other Western movie. You guys remember what that one was?
Hateful Eight.
Yep, Hateful Eight.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That is also a slow Western.
Is
Yeah.
Hateful Eight the one that also has Samuel L. Jackson in it
Yes.
as well?
Yeah.
And then that is a good one.
It's a pseudo reimagining of The Thing.
Bone Tomahawk?
No, Hateful Eight. Yeah, it follows all the beats of The Thing. It uses unused music from The Thing. It's all there if you look at it. Tarantino said it's a pseudo reimagining of The Thing plot, just without an alien.
I like Hateful Eight, but you didn't do it.
It's all, if you watch it back, it's all there.
The
sure beats are there, but
it is. But Hateful Eight
it's just like a reimagining of it.
It's not as good as The Thing.
No, as good as The Thing. No.
That was actually
if you watch it back, it's all there. Just the beats and the setting and all that. It's basically The Thing, but
there's
done a lot
an
differently.
extended cut of that.
Yeah,
I watched that. Me and Evan watched that. The 3-part thing on Netflix.
Did Tarantino mail you a medal after that?
I didn't get it. Got lost in the mail.
I kind of wish there was an extended cut of Bone Tomahawk, don't you guys?
No.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. With new, unbefore-seen shots of them walking through the desert. Yes. Newly remastered and extended walking through the desert scenes.
Just some, establishing shots like tumbleweeds and shit.
Tumbleweeds, cactuses, various sand dunes.
More moments of people drinking soup and adjusting their suits.
Oh my God.
More shots of Kurt Russell saying, "What the hell's going on?" Where that?
This tastes like corn. Well, it's corn chowder.
I'm so glad we were in to see this.
Man.
Please, dear Lord. Oh, that scene. That's the scene. We'll get into that. We haven't even gotten that far yet, have we? Gee whiz. But I guess that's kind of how this movie rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
This movie is written and directed by kind of like an unknown guy. I mean, I guess not unknown, but
This was his directorial debut.
yeah, and like, man, he got Kurt Russell, got a really nice budget.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who produced it?
this
produced
was
it,
produced by RLJ Entertainment, or at least Caliber Media and Fizz Facility were the producers of it.
Okay.
I haven't heard of a lot of these.
Yeah, of course,
It's got a hell
Caliber
of a
Media and
cast to it.
Fizz.
Sure
Oh,
does.
fantastic cast. Now, S. Craig Zahler is his name, is this guy's name, and he fancies himself as a director, screenwriter, cinematographer, comic book artist, animator, musician, and novelist, which I think novelist.
Right. Can you imagine reading one of his novels?
That is what I think is the crux of his dialogue. And I think he writes novels as dialogue. I bet
that motherfucker's I bet his novels are like phone book thick.
Yeah.
They gotta be.
They are.
Some of his books include The Congregation of Jackals, Mean Business on North Ganson Street, Hug Chicken Penny, The Panagrammic of an Anomalous Child.
Okay, that one's a bad name for a book.
Organisms from an Ancient Cosmos. Or some of his.
That one's intriguing.
That one could be intriguing.
That's a graphic novel that came out in 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound a little Lovecraftian.
What was it called?
Organisms from an Ancient Cosmos.
Organisms from an Ancient Cosmos.
He's
in
a
much of a film.
No, he's got 3 movies I see listed, right? You see more?
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5, okay.
3 that he's directed. I'm sorry. Yeah. 5 that he's been a screenwriter for, and he wrote all 3 of the ones that he directed.
Yeah, so
Puppet Master, The Littlest Reich. Oh my god.
Ooh.
those Puppet Master movies, I never got into those.
I have like 5 of them, and I've only watched the first 2, and only the first one was good.
Charles Band
is okay.
Charles Band, the guy behind Full Moon Studios that does all those, he settled in Akron and opened a studio with plans every year produce 12 movies here in Ohio. Every year. That's his goal. He opened a little studio up in Akron.
Wow.
Yeah,
Let's
12
see if we can
movies
get a
a year.
hold of him.
Seriously.
I can shit out scripts like that. Let's do it.
Oh man, his movies are far. They're. I don't even watch Full Moon movies. I can't get into them. Just something about
Sweet. Then that means that the only place to go is up. Let's.
Yep.
We can
now,
bring
his other movie. So 2 years after Bone Tomahawk, he did Brawl and Cell Block 99, which starred Vince Vaughn.
Wow.
In it.
I've seen like the cover. I've seen it on like posters and stuff. I know.
Yeah. Apparently, it's a very brutal grindhouse style prison flick with Vince Vaughn in it. The other is Dragged Across Concrete, which stars Mel Gibson, Vince Vaughn, and Michael Jai White.
Wow.
Oh,
so
I like Michael Jai White, but
he picks some shitty movies.
Yeah, him being in the movie doesn't mean that.
No, not at all.
I like him though.
Not at all. I do like him, but man, when he's in a movie, it's like it's not really a seal of quality.
No,
when you see a Michael Jai White,
Spawn still is awesome. The
Spawn's
graphics
good.
don't hold up worth a shit, but that movie's as 90s as it comes.
Right. Now the cast on this movie, fantastic.
Loaded.
Eric, tell us who's in this movie.
All right. We have, of course, Kurt Russell, the man.
As
oh shit, we need names, don't we? Here we go.
Something.
We'll get through the name. There we go. Sheriff Franklin Hunt. We have Patrick Wilson as Arthur
O'Dyer.
That's right. Yeah,
Patrick Wilson's one of my personal favorites. I love Patrick Wilson.
Yeah,
My
he's
man,
good stuff.
Matthew Fox as John Bruder. Jack Shepard. That's right. Yeah, that heavy breathing. You're darn right. I love that man. Ugh. I wish that his movie career had been better. But anyway,
did you ever see where he's like randomly in World War Z and they apparently he has like a whole subplot in it they cut out?
Yeah,
that movie
about right.
That movie got hacked to hell and gone.
Yeah, it's still a good flick though. I enjoy it.
Yeah, Matthew Fox has had a rough career, but I feel he's out of acting now. I think, but I just hope he's happy.
Yeah, he in World War Z, like they hacked him. Like he was supposed to be like the human antagonist in the movie.
What did he do? too.
In the movie, Brad Pitt's family. Remember when they get kicked off the ship when they think Brad Pitt dies?
Yeah.
He takes them to his like shelter in like Alaska or Iceland, wherever it ends, where he finds them, and he just beats the shit out of the wife and abuses the kids and stuff. And then Brad Pitt has to come and save him after he gets done defeating the zombies.
Oh, after he gets done surviving 14,000 fucking death experiences.
Yeah,
he has to go and save his wife and kids from this abusive asshole. That was the.
I'm glad they cut that. We don't.
They chopped that whole thing out.
No, yeah, that's
but
that's a good move on them.
Yeah.
They could have done that some more.
They should have just added another plane crash. So
that's where that movie leaves me. I like everything up until that plane crash. The plane crash is where I check out. I don't like the whole stuff in the World Health Organization wandering around the hallways shit. I don't like that. I like everything up till that point where it's Brad Pitt surviving.
Didn't COVID put a real wrench in the way they were the World Health Organization is going to handle the zombie apocalypse?
They
had a hard time with COVID, guys.
Alrighty, partners. I got the chambers loaded. I'm going to fire off a few more of these names here.
Go for it.
I got Lily Simmons. Did you get the revolver joke?
Yep.
Sorry. Lily Simmons as Samantha.
He shot that one right over my head, Eric.
There it is. Yes. As Samantha O'Dwyer. Evan, fuck me. Johnny.
Did you skip Richard Jenkins?
No,
as Deputy Chicory?
I did. Richard Jenkins.
As Deputy Chicory.
Yeah.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Man, that guy had every time he was in Dangerous movie, I cringed. I'm like, don't do anything bad to him.
I know. He's the one guy you're like, listen, he should not be here. Why are you bringing him?
Every time there's any sort of danger, I'm like, don't hurt him. Don't.
We were too, seriously. And I was just
he's so damn lovable. You're just come on.
Yeah.
Did you see the Jeffrey Dahmer show with Evan Peters?
Oh,
He plays the dad and he crushes that role.
He's always great. I like him in Cabin in the Woods and stuff. He's always great.
Yeah, Cabin in the Woods was fucking great. But
That's an awesome movie.
Him as Jeffrey Dahmer's dad was fucking phenomenal. I remember just sitting there being like, this is amazing. Anyway,
he had me in tears as Jeffrey Dahmer's
just completely
father.
Heartbreaking.
And I mean,
that's not how Jeffrey's dad was, but it was a great performance.
Okay, Cabin in the Woods. We'll have to do that sometime here for.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
there's enough loose thread in there where we can put it on Cult of Campbell at some point.
Ty, no, seriously, we can have it. We can have this movie just on Cult Talks Conspiracy because they need to release the file on how this freaking mug bong was made.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Cultober 4, baby, or 5 or whatever. The next one will be.
What about David Arquette popping up in this one?
David Arquette
and Sid Haig. It's in the opening.
Yep.
Yep.
I know, man.
Oh,
it was cool to see him in other things, but they did not use him fully.
Which one, Arquette or
Sid Haig? No, Arquette gets what he gets. He's good most of the time, not all the time. But Sid Haig, man, if you're gonna have him in your movie playing a shitbag, you need to let him chew some scenery for a while.
Yeah. Wow. I like the way he dies though. So it's just something about it, the way he's just in the background, him getting getting disembodied just in the background. I like that.
So that was the first time when they killed him. I was just like,
what's up with this movie?
Yeah, you could ask Eric the whole time. I'm like, okay, what the hell's going on with this movie?
Yeah,
that's a lot of what Kurt Russell did the whole movie. Is what the hell's going on here? Every couple minutes, you could put together a smash cut of that. I'm sure.
What the hell's going on here?
Yeah,
it was. Yeah. Anyway,
yep. Michael Parry's in this. I like him. He pops up in a lot of shit. Let's see who else we got notable in this. Sean Young's in it. Mary Sean Young, she's in it. That's the only people I know of.
Catherine Morris was Sheriff Hunt's wife.
She played. Who did she play? She was in
Boondock Saints 2, wasn't she?
No,
that wasn't her.
Jameson Newlander is the mayor. I had no idea that was who the mayor was. Alan Frog from The Lost Boys. If you guys didn't know, he's the mayor in this fucking movie. I had no idea.
Oh,
is that really? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
he's the not Corey Feldman frog brother.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Interesting.
Yeah, I had no idea. But yeah, fantastic cast in this. Just awesome. This thing came out the same year. It was the year of Kurt Russell wearing a cowboy hat with a beard. Was 2015.
I mean, that's pretty much how he should be.
Yeah.
He had like a long. This was after a long hiatus, wasn't it? Like he did Death Race or not? Was it Death Race? What Death Proof? Did Death Proof took like a long hiatus?
Did he?
Yeah, he took a long hiatus after that one, and then Hateful Eight was like his return movie because he took a pretty long Death Proof in 2007, and then he didn't appear in another movie until 2015. Hateful Eight.
2000. Wow. Yeah.
He took a almost 8-year hiatus. What that would be?
Well, I mean, let's be fair. You need him in westerns, right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's just where he either belongs as a cowboy or as Santa Claus, and there is no in between.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
Well, let's go ahead and let's talk about this movie. Let's go ahead and let's saddle up and let's take this long ride.
This might actually be our first podcast where the review is shorter than the movie.
It probably
It may be because the runtime on this is pretty significant. There's a beginning, there's a long middle, and there's a lot of stuff at the end.
Yeah, and there was that beginning was long. Like,
The beginning was long.
Oh, beginning was super long.
There was an introduction and a prelude to this one. Like, let's
right?
be
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, this has got to be. This is all got to be the product of this guy being a novelist. I think he forgot at a certain point he was writing a screenplay and just had this fucking tome and was like, we'll shoot it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the plot synopsis here, and it's
short.
so short.
It's really short.
All right, guys, let's do it. Eric, take us to the next segment here on our second week of Cultober, our Cultober edition of Cult of Russell. Take us away,
All
Eric.
right, let's get groovy.
Join the Cult of Russell.
It's all in the reflexes.
Fuck you too!
Call me Snake.
Nothing else I can do. Just wait. You tell him I'm coming, and hell's coming with me!
Ben, what? This is Bone Tomahawk. This shocked the hell out of me when we was talking about the lineup, and you had never seen this movie. That blew my mind. I thought this would be like one of your appointment viewing.
Nope. I was always around it, and I just never. It was always in my orbit. I just always chose something else, and it just avoided me pretty much.
That shocks hell out of me. A Western starring Kurt Russell. That's a horror movie, and you passed right over.
Horror. Calling it a horror movie is perhaps stretching.
Yeah.
I would say it's a drama with horror elements in it. I would not.
That's good. That's good.
That's hard to argue with. I'd say the horror elements are a little too horrific to leave out horror altogether.
Oh,
but yeah,
if you could do a war movie that's got torture in it where they disembowel somebody,
that's a fair point.
And that's not a horror
that's
movie.
a fair point.
I remember my dad to watch this because he loves westerns. He liked everything up until the end. He was like that was kind of sick at the end.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it gets a little rough. It gets a little brutal.
It does.
really does.
That brings up my question. Is there a discernible difference between a horror movie and a slasher movie?
Slasher is a subgenre of horror.
Yes.
Yes. Slasher is a horror movie where the protagonist is
Experiencing horror.
You can feel that look. Oh, no. But it's a horror movie where the killer is a human being that uses preferably a bladed object.
So isn't this a slasher film then?
I don't think it hits enough of the plot.
So
I think it does.
slasher is usually a single, or at least portrayed as a single individual. You know, the Screams obviously had multiple killers, but it was portrayed as a single killer.
Yeah.
This also has more elements of like a disaster flick, you know, sort of battling the outside elements because you spend so much time walking.
Yeah.
there's just the horror elements in it, in my opinion, are not enough and throughout the film enough for it to qualify as a horror film. And in fact, most of the time it's a character study.
Yeah,
Right.
It's definitely a character-driven drama.
So I wouldn't call this a horror film. I would call this a drama with horror elements.
Yeah. And really, honestly, very much like it's a very stereotypical hero's journey kind of story that they spiced up and added westernness to it and those elements of horror and stuff. But like at its core, it's pretty like primal hero's journey.
Oh, definitely. Primal is a good word to associate with this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like they go from their civilized, sleepy little lives and out into the, more and more dangerous. And then they literally like enter the
mouth of
the beast there. And
it gets fucking brutal at the end. I mean, it's like a long build up, then in comes it's some pretty grotesque shit.
Yeah.
There's one scene, and even watching it, like I've seen this movie probably 3 or 4 times, and that one scene still gets your time. Like it's just a little. It's
I know what you're talking about.
Pretty brutal.
It is, but there was a lot of times, and I mean a lot of times, where they killed people off screen or
real quick,
or did it just did it not like there were times where they didn't push the envelope where they definitely should have.
Yeah.
The death of Sid Haig being one at the very beginning when they're slitting that dude's throat, like all of that's off screen. It's
they
like
kind of start us out on him.
Yeah,
and
then so they really, again, it's why it's kind of why I'm finding myself kind of ho-hum about it, because if you had included those scenes and really shown them in camera, horror film for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But you didn't for some reason, but then you felt comfortable showing the stuff that you did show. So I for the life of me, I don't get this movie. I don't.
It's maybe a budgetary thing, maybe they didn't have the, I don't know, $1.4 million.
That was what I had thought too, was maybe they didn't have the budget there.
I don't know. What was that one guy's name? Gruber? Was that his name?
Bruder.
Yeah.
Bruder.
Was it Bruder?
Bruder.
I think it was
They definitely could have showed that the tomahawk hitting him in the head.
right, like as a hero, as one of your like main characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing that always chaps my ass is when people like. I hate when like main characters die off screen. I hate that so much.
Yeah.
I find it so unsatisfying.
Unless their death is supposed to be a surprise.
Yeah.
But that wasn't.
No.
He told them that he was dying.
Right. Well, even
and I actually really liked his character.
I
Me
like
too.
that's one thing. One of the
I
things
thought you would like him.
One of the things I really liked is these 4 characters. Like they were all like good dudes. Like there was no one like backstabbing, or there wasn't any like ulterior motives. I thought they were all like just good dudes.
One of them's a little racist.
What?
I mean,
A little.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to start,
I mean,
calling
maybe
that
100.
out, there's a lot of bad dudes.
But I mean, the reason why I liked him as a character was he was incredibly honest. Like he was no liar, and he wasn't like he was trustworthy.
Yeah. I liked his arc. I mean, we found out why he is the way he is.
Oh yeah, you definitely.
Movie.
I mean, they could have made that. Once again, I felt like he could have then described something really horrific that happened to his family, but it just felt like another time where they pulled their punch. But it was enough for you to get why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I just expected to be slightly traumatized by this film, and I felt like they kind of, I don't know, lubed it for me, and I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah. It's the word that keeps coming to mind here as far as like the plot goes is it's a marinator. This film needs to marinate. You marinate with this film. And if you're not up for like spending a lot of time with these characters, which they're good ones, they are good characters.
No denying that.
Like the pace, I think, is a deliberate choice. I don't know if it's, I think it was the right choice because for me, the payoff was pretty good when it happened, like in story. We got to like actually get to know these guys pretty well, but I don't know. I know we're going to be talking about the pace a lot as far as this goes. I'm going
to take that analogy a step farther. And say it's more like a cold smoked beef brisket is what it is. It's like cold smoked, yeah. Like marinate 24 hours. No, you're throwing that bitch in the smokehouse.
I'm guessing
for like 3 or 4 days.
This movie felt like a long time for her. So.
I agree with them. Like, I think the flavors were good.
Does it make sense that my complaints are not with the stuff that made it on screen? It's the stuff that didn't make it on screen.
No, that's fair. I feel like
that does make sense.
I mean, I agree with that. If a lot of the stuff that wasn't on screen, like a lot of the deaths, a lot of them could have been better done.
Right.
Absolutely.
Especially-
I would have been less angry about the extended Lord of the Rings walk through the desert.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of. I didn't feel like this was balanced enough for your viewing pleasure.
So I have real quick. So just be clear. So aside from me, this is everyone else's first time watching the movie.
Right.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
My first time watching it. Yep.
no, I watched it a while back.
Okay.
But Butters downloaded it for me and sent it to me.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I fell asleep that time though.
I was going to say, is that when you started it and you just got done before this podcast?
Yeah, just finished.
I do have something interesting before we get into the plot here. I have some. I found some alternate casting. I guess there were three other actors and actresses on deck before they got replaced for scheduling conflicts.
Okay.
So, playing the role that Patrick Wilson played, Arthur Dwyer, originally cast was Peter Sarsgaard.
Okay.
wow.
Interesting.
He's a character guy. I think he's apparently Jake Gyllenhaal's brother-in-law.
Huh.
So he's married to Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Weird looking human.
Yep. So last thing I can. He's been in a lot of things. He was District Attorney Coulson in Batman, the guy that gets taped up with the recorder on him.
Yep.
In the Batman.
I still go with Patrick Wilson.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that worked out in there.
Again, I love Patrick Wilson.
Playing the role of Samantha Dwyer, who Lily Simmons got cast as, was Jennifer Carpenter. She plays looks like she plays Sonya Blade in the new Mortal Kombat movies.
Oh, okay.
Is who she plays. She's also married or was married to Michael C. Hall, who played Dexter.
Oh,
she was married to him for a while. Not
wow,
anymore, but she was.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Yep. And
He's just a weird dude.
He is a weird dude.
He's a weird dude.
And playing the role of John Bruder, who eventually got cast as Matthew Fox, was originally Timothy Olyphant, who was a fantastic actor.
Really?
Oh,
Wait, Timothy.
oh my
Justified.
God. Listen, yeah.
Oh.
Listen, I like Matthew Fox and what he did with the character, but Jesus, Timothy Olyphant is fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, he is
would've just
fantastic,
put right
yeah.
into that role. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was just made to be. Yeah.
So
I'll bet-
they all got recast because they had scheduling conflicts on various different things. So
Damn,
they
man,
couldn't
I
get
love
him.
me some Timothy Olyphant.
I do
I'm
too.
glad-
He's
yeah.
great in The Crazies. I love that movie.
He's great. I've never seen him. I even liked him as Mickey in Scream 2.
Hitman.
Yeah. Man. That's more of a
case. I thought he was going to say I've never seen him in a bad movie.
Yeah.
Hitman.
Okay, no, I will say that I've never seen him in a movie that I didn't like him in.
Okay. Live Free or Die Hard is also one I would say as far as bad movies go that he's in. That's a rough
it's
one.
not bad because of him.
No, not by any means. No.
And
not
the
by any
rated R
means.
version goes a long way of doctoring that up.
But yeah, that was some alternative casting. That's all I got on
That's
that.
neat.
But
No, that's pretty cool.
I found that out. I was like, that'd be interesting.
I'm so conflicted about the
You
Bruder.
want to know one of the main criticisms? So this movie, when it came out, it got mostly positive reviews.
Okay.
Everyone
I can see
praised the direction, performances, the cast. The main point of criticism for this movie was the runtime. The runtime.
Yeah.
That was the main
Some
point of
people have
criticism.
spoken.
What?
That was the main
That's
point of
surprising.
criticism.
Unbelievable.
There's no-
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. I was
I
gonna
am
say,
definitely
there's
kidding.
no way.
This thing, listen, by the time we were in the meeting Russell Crowe's opening scene.
Russel Crowe.
Yeah.
Bro?
My
Whoa, it's
God,
a Russell
I did it
Crowe
again.
flick?
No, Kurt Russell. I'm so sorry, Mr.
You're
Russell.
not entertained.
By the time we're meeting Kurt Russell, I did this in the last Cult of Russell episode, I think. By the time we're meeting him, I'm just exhausted with the scene already. And it was so early in the movie. And just that conversation was so exhausting and slow. And I'm like, well, I looked
the
at
hell
that
you
and I
doing
was
on my
like, this is
breakfast?
where that runtime is. Like stuff like this. It's going to be the whole movie.
That tea smells awful.
Yeah, man,
How many
some
times
dialogue
did
in there.
how many times did they revisit that?
Oh,
the
so
soup.
much that we worked through. It was okay. Oh, bad tea. Now it's soup. Oh, it tastes like corn. It's corn chowder. I said in 10 seconds what it took them 4 fucking minutes to say.
There's this thing I watch. I've seen people criticize before. This thing that like young screenwriters will do, or like, inexperienced screenwriters do, and it's called Tarantinoing.
Oh my God, I was thinking that. Like
where
you're trying to...
it's like how Tarantino will have those scenes in his movies where it's like people talking, but it's like natural kind of. Well, people will be like, oh, that must be easy to do. So here's an extended scene of people talking about nothing, because people like it when they're in Tarantino movies, looking past the fact that it's usually the people doing the talking that makes the scene the better part of it. So people write these like, I'm just a average old person talking about how much I like this food and we're here to diner and all that shit, but it just doesn't come across the same. But people attempt it because like people really like that in Tarantino movies. When Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta are talking about cheeseburgers, that's a really good scene. I can write something like that.
And that's fine. You can write it, but then you have to make sure that it's performed by John Travolta and Samuel motherfucking Jackson.
Well, and here's the thing, not to take anything away from those performances, because you're right, those are what sells those lines. But like Tarantino is saying so much. I hate praising this guy because he's so weird, and of course everybody loves his shit already, so whatever. But like he is so deliberate and good at like every line is telling you something about the character.
Exactly, it's something that character would say.
Purposeful. Yeah, like
he just writes it in a way that makes it sound like anyone could do it, because it's
who does a really bad job at Tarantinoing? Fucking M. Night Shyamalan. He does a fucking terrible job at Tarantino. Remember in the fucking movie that fucking Mark Wahlberg movie, the Killer Grass movie, when
The Happening.
When
that movie,
when the guy starts talking about hot dogs, and like you could just tell it. I
stopped watching him long before that.
There's a scene when they find this place in refuge. I know it because people like will reference it all the time or talk about bad dialogue.
I've heard the memes.
And it's like, this guy's like, y'all like I got some food in there to keep you guys warm. I got hot dogs. Hot dogs get a bad rap. They're smooth and they taste good. They're cheap and they have a really convenient shape. And, but it's in the middle of this like horrific thing where people are dying all around them, and it's a weird, awkward placement.
So I agree that hot dogs are underrated and that they are a great food. But what in the fuck does smooth have anything to do with anything?
Yeah, I guess if you're in a hurry, you can swallow one real quick. And
why eat a hot dog when you can have a sausage?
Right. I agree with Ursa wholeheartedly.
Well, I mean,
you got smoked sausage, you got bratwurst.
Sometimes we just have to settle for an Oscar Mayer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes money's tight and you gotta spring for a Oscar Mayer or a ballpark. I do love some grilled hot dogs. Yeah. Vienna. I don't think I've had Vienna sausage in forever. Man, this was some really good Tarantinoing we did off the cuff there, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Wow, I guess it is easy. Look at that. Yeah, are you all now entertained? We're going to be a block.
Eric actually wrote that entire scene we just acted out. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. Yes. You're welcome for my brilliant Tarantinoing.
Yeah.
You know what I hope? I hope at about this point, somebody pauses and goes, I just hope they get to the point.
Yeah.
That's what it's like to watch this.
That is exactly what it was like watching this movie.
Yeah, what the hell's going on here?
What is going on here? Holy shit.
But this movie has a lot of just weird dialogue.
Did we even start on the plot yet of this movie?
We haven't. We were talking about getting to the plot. We were talking
sausages.
Which is
still on par with this movie right now. Right?
That movie spends a lot of time thinking about getting to the plot too.
Much like the movie, we have to pad this podcast out because there's only so much you can talk about in this 2.5 hour long movie. and I don't think we're going to go over in depth the trekking through the desert scene. So we'll talk about hot dogs,
right?
In its place. Or hey, this soup tastes like corn.
Oh my gosh, there is at least a
Why
good.
does it taste like corn?
Yeah, why does it taste like corn? Man, it
Tastes
smells
like corn
awful.
because it's corn chowder. But there's at least a good 45 minutes in this film that could be cut.
Yeah.
Just off of those fucking scenes.
Yeah.
Change it completely. I don't even mind. Wouldn't mind sitting down and watching a 2-hour movie like this.
No.
As long as a good chunk of it wasn't walking through the fucking desert.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I generally have not really too many gripes about a movie's runtime as long as it makes, as long as it's entertaining. You know what I mean? Like I'll sit down and watch a 3-hour long flick as long as it's an entertaining 3-hour long flick.
Yeah. But
this seems like
engaged.
Yeah, I don't understand what the purpose of keeping all these weird, like, walking through the desert long shots were.
They're establishing shots. You need to remember who your main characters are.
Yeah, I guess there was points where I forgot they were walking through the desert.
Yeah.
Right.
And that pulled me back every time.
Oh yeah, they're still walking through the desert.
They're in the
The
fucking
one
desert
that
this whole
killed me
time.
was when they were riding their horses through the tumbleweeds, and it's like, that's it. That's it.
That was
Yep.
literally the only the shot.
I also wonder
Ready?
if our writer-director, this might also, same way we're talking about the dialogue, if this could be the fact that in his Wikipedia, he's also listed as a cinematographer. I wonder if he was taking some liberties to show, look how well I can shoot these guys.
Yeah.
Great shot.
Walking through because they were decent shots. They weren't like bad shots. It's just more of like, what the fuck you got him in here for?
It was just too much. He was a cinematographer too.
I don't think he was
He's a
the
lot.
cinematographer. I think he was a cinematographer. So I think he's
did a
probably
lot
just
of
like,
things.
telling like, hey, let's shoot this. Because I think a lot of the dialogue is to blame for him being a novelist. I think a lot of the long.
Yeah, he seems to be more of a writer type. I think that's kind of the same thing that happened with Going Back. Of course, he was. Well, no, he wrote a book. The director of that, he wrote at least one book and became.
Oh, the
artist.
Bruce Campbell movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you were like it's going back in the plot or.
Oh, yeah,
you meant
fair
the movie,
enough.
the going back.
That's fair. Yeah, the movie Going Back. To be clear, yeah, super dialogue heavy. We had a writer behind that one too.
But there's good dialogue. There's bad dialogue.
Right.
I've seen them both. I've written them both.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a thing you learn. But I mean, this guy got a fucking 2.5 hour long cut of a movie with Kurt Russell in it, and he just didn't think to maybe trim some of this out.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I even think like the dialogue was fine. It was the space between lines. There was so much space between all of the lines.
Yeah, because there was some really good dialogue in
There
there,
was.
like the when they're talking about the flea circus.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
A lot of the back and forth would have felt like really clever and snappy if they would have been snappy.
I actually didn't mind the dialogue in the flea circus so much. Even the timing. I felt like
Well,
Oh,
no,
was
that-
kind of more
that-
appropriate.
that's
Right. Yeah.
The flea circus scene, in my opinion, is probably his best example of dialogue in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was at the right time with the right characters, and it had nice symmetry to kind of what Kurt Russell did for the sheriff guy when he was being killed,
Yeah.
but is in a kind of a slightly different direction. But that's when it worked. But there was a couple of times where it didn't work.
Yeah.
All right, Eric, give us. Let's start us off with this plot here because it's kicks off in the 1890s.
We're gonna be going through this puppy at about 20 minutes per minute here.
Yes. So
According to
buckle
this
up.
movie, that is 56 times normal speed.
Yeah, right. So in the beginning, there were the two bandits. Purvis, is
Yeah.
that real?
Yep, Purvis. That was Purvis.
Buddy.
That was David Arquette and Buddy, who was Sid Haig.
And so they catch some people sleeping and cut their throats with dull, rusty knives.
Which is what's called bushwhacking.
Bushwhacking. Oh, is that actually like the term for it? Okay, I thought it was just kind of a slang thing for killing somebody.
That was the
Nice.
title
Cool.
of a Daniel Stern movie.
Ah.
I guess not.
I actually kind of like that movie.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
the
hate it.
name of a wrestler, too. Bushwhacker.
Bushwhacker Luke.
And
That's a
so
team.
they cut their throats and they realize that they've been heard. They hear horse galloping
People are coming.
in the distance.
People
So
coming.
they go to hide, and on their way they disturb a Native
Indian
American burial ground.
Yeah.
Which is it's a replica of the one from Pet Cemetery I saw.
Oh wow!
Was it really?
I thought it was familiar. They
What
did
a cool
really
little
good
thing they did.
Nice.
That did ring true.
Cool thing movie.
Yeah, cool thing movie. So they disturb it, and Purvis is quite abruptly destroyed, impaled and beheaded.
He's shot by an
That's right,
arrow.
yeah.
Oh yeah, arrow first.
But
then
he pulls the arrow out and it's got something stuck to it.
Some kind of
I thought there was like an eyeball or something on it at first too, but then
Oh.
later on when they pull the arrow out of the jail cell, it looked like I don't
That's
know.
just
It kind of
a
looked like the arrowheads were like hollow, like carved out of bone or something.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It
Yeah.
had that kind of bulbousness to the end of it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem
Yeah.
like it would fly very good.
It was
right.
really, but this kill was really like unsatisfying.
Yeah,
This
it
was-
was quite abrupt.
where they killed Sid.
And it's It's not off screen, but it might as well be.
Yeah,
I liked it for some reason. Just in the distance, him just ripping Sid Haig's guts out while
couldn't
David
even tell if that's what was
Arquette's fumbling trying to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And there's a guy just standing there ripping a dude's gut. I don't know. I like that shot for some reason.
I couldn't even tell that that's what he was doing.
Really?
Yeah, I could see his head flying off.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the first saw the troglodytes? What they're called?
I was confused by that because it's like, oh, it just looks like a human. Because I didn't know what we were up against at this point, you know.
Right.
I was like, oh, they kind of showed it right away, but in a really unsettling, fast way. No, honestly, I didn't mind that shot too much that early on.
Right.
But,
so Purvis, he makes his way off. He makes to a nearby town.
or Buddy does.
Called,
Purvis is dead.
No,
Buddy's
he calls
dead.
himself Buddy.
Purvis.
'Cause remember,
Oh, I fell for it.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right. Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
Purvis is Dave Arquette. He makes his way to the town of Bright Hope. Sounds like a great place.
Yeah.
did
Bright
you guys
Hope.
notice that David Arquette's teeth flex between dirty and not dirty?
Oh, really?
Oh, I didn't notice
yeah.
that.
That
Good looking up
comes-
on that though.
Maybe
they were
brush.
like bright white and then like
No, there was
gooey.
It was a really bad
It was like
continuity.
between
Oh, no.
shots. Yeah. There were like 3 consecutive shots, and the one in the middle was like gooey and muddy from like tobacco, and then the rest were like bright white teeth. It was really weird.
I love David Arquette. He's one of my. He's a guy that I feel like I can have a beer with. He's a cool dude. There's a really good documentary called "You Cannot Kill David Arquette" that's really fucking good.
And then they did, and that movie was complete garbage.
That wasn't good. Yeah.
Purvis, aka Buddy,
He makes it to the nearby town, Bright Hope,
Yeah. where we
and
meet. Oh, yeah.
there he gets arrested, right? He gets shot.
He gets shot and arrested.
Yeah, by Sheriff Franklin Hunt.
Yeah.
Played by our man, Kurt
Kurt
the Beard
Russell.
Russell.
Kurt
The
the,
re- the-
Beard
Yeah.
Russell. I
Kurt
like
the
that.
Beard Russell.
Beard.
The reason we took this little
Hike.
journey, took
You call it a hike.
this ride.
There you
And of
go.
course, his deputy, Deputy Chicory, who is just fantastic every time he's on screen. He's such a
Great.
lovable old dude.
Hope
Yeah,
and
I got
Kurt.
nervous so much in this movie.
Oh my
Oh my gosh, all of us were.
That was the point of tension in this whole movie. Is every time he's on screen, I'm like, don't fucking kill him. Don't do anything
Seriously.
bad to him. Don't
Right.
hurt him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Anytime he was in danger, I was tense. And then
Yeah.
there was one other time where I was like, if you do this, I'm going to be so goddamn mad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, they teased like they did. And I was like, don't you dare. We'll get to that part. That was like-
Now, this also introduces John Bruder, who is a gunslinger.
Yeah.
John Bruder is the character played by Matthew Fox.
Yeah.
played very well.
Yeah.
Played
Very
very well. I don't hate Matthew Fox. He's just not in a lot of stuff. He didn't like ride that Lost momentum. It didn't feel like. I feel like he.
No.
Momentum. By the
I
time
think
that
it
show
really-
ended, everybody hated it.
Yeah,
I think
true.
his career, I don't know what happened with his career per se, but I don't think
Lost was basically a carpet that got pulled out from under him, and then perusing through his movie stack, it looks
Yeah.
like he just picked a bunch of stinkers.
Yeah. he's
Yep.
a
Did
great
anybody
actor.
did anybody make it out of Lost alive? I mean, out of their career, not that actual show.
The woman who plays Kate, Eva, is she Eva? No, that's not Eva Longoria.
The
Evelyn?
one dude that played from Lord of the Rings, he still does.
Oh, yeah.
He does a lot of work.
Sean Bean.
No,
No, the other one, Lord of the Rings.
Dominic Montague.
Yeah, he still gets a lot of work.
Yeah, or maybe it's Evangeline Lilly. She's still doing movies, and she played Kate.
Yeah, she's stuck in Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right.
Womp
Yeah.
womp.
Whoops.
She also once romanced a dwarf in The Hobbit.
I feel bad for all these actors who got under that Marvel umbrella like early on. Thought, man, we're really part of something cool, and then now look
They
at
could've
him.
Yeah, they could have been fighting.
Poor Chris Hemsworth. He's still just
laughing
stuck
stock.
there. He's
A
still
complete
just
laughing stock.
Yeah, he's still.
I don't, bro. I'd take the fucking laughing stock. You give me them Disney dollars. I don't.
He
give a
doesn't.
fuck.
He doesn't do dollars.
No, from the way they make it, so just for like heads up, like Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania came out in March.
Yep.
They were doing reshoots for that in January.
Oh,
Yikes!
Ooh. So can you imagine being an actor where you have to adhere to that type of schedule? That's a fucking nightmare. Wow.
Yeah, and those Phase 1 actors, they had it pretty good.
Yeah, they fucking did.
And then these,
Except for Mr. Renner. I hope he's doing well at this point in time.
oh yeah, he's doing pretty good for himself right now. He's got a couple shows out now, I think.
Yeah.
Not Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, he's got a new show coming out here on
It's going to get one season.
what I'm sure he'll make a good bit of money on that. What's that? It's renovations, I think is what it's called. Renovations.
He could be completely done acting now.
Oh, definitely. Got the Hawkeye money. I bet he made
run
it.
over by a snowplow.
Oh, yeah. I think he's recovered
He
pretty well
almost
from that,
died.
isn't he?
No, he's like, he can't walk.
Yeah.
Ty's like, oh yeah, he's fine. He'll be
they
fine.
At this point, they could probably do a body double and a shitty
yeah.
facial.
He
got
no
a-
way he
yeah.
would sign on for that.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, Disney
not.
got the
also own his
X-Men
image, right?
rights. So they needed a new Professor X. He might be
Yeah.
up for a role in that. So.
Oh my god!
So, fun fact, you know what I learned about Disney today? When
What's
you
that?
sign on to work for Disney, they also get the rights to your biography for like 30 years after you leave.
Your
Oh,
biography.
man.
Yeah,
Wow.
you have to clear your biography through Disney before you can publish it.
Oh, fuck
Oh,
that
wow.
rodent. My god.
Yeah, it's nuts.
What the fuck, little scavengers stealing people's faces and their lives?
Yeah,
Their life story, anyway. Not that's dramatic.
actually, nobody dies at Disney, so we say.
So we
Yeah.
say. Anyway,
So the doctor, the town doctor is Samantha Dwar, who is of
Yep.
course the wife of Arthur Dwar, who is like again the thing I like about these characters. None of them are like inherently just like shitty. Like he is like an abusive husband, and he's like a loving, just
No,
sweet husband.
no.
Just sweet husband. He's
That is
injured.
one thing I very much appreciate about this movie is
Yeah,
the
I
ability
was-
to like the characters.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there was no point where anyone backstabbed each other or nothing. Like there was no
No.
like third act of like, haha, I was the bad guy all along, and I was leading up
Right.
here for the, there was none of that shit, or I was coming up here for the gold that's hidden in these here hills. Like none of that shit. Like it was just
No.
four guys trying to do something, and
But-
they were all
but they
decent.
also constantly had conflict with each other.
Yeah,
But it
they
was
were all just
never,
bickering.
like character
Yeah, but
destroying.
They were never
or-
so immature that it rose above
Yeah.
what they were actually there for.
Yeah,
and
just
it never,
just a couple guys hanging out bickering.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
punch to the face, broken leg.
Yeah,
Well, that was his fault.
that. Yeah, I guess you're right. That was,
Yeah.
but that was that after the,
But I understood both parts of that situation though.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I understood why the guy made the joke, and I understood why the guy hit him.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was
Bro,
always
I
no
would,
thing.
if I'm going to rescue a guy's fucking wife from Indians, I'm not making a joke about making a move on her.
Well, I mean,
Ernst won't even do that.
yeah, but
That's just the wrong time, Read the crowd.
he can't.
That's
Like, the
fair.
guy's very clearly kind of
I'm-
sociopathic. He
Yeah, I'm
can't.
pretty sure he's a psychopath.
Yeah.
I don't
Who?
know.
Which
I
character?
think he just had a really Bruder.
Bruder,
Just had a
the
really dark
gunslinger.
sense of humor.
Yeah. I mean,
I think the only time he showed any emotion, besides when he was spoiler dying, was when he shot his horse. I mean, that's
Yeah.
There, but he gave a smirk to. He was kind of smirking at the deputy.
You guys need to cut Matthew Fox. He just got done doing 15 seasons of Lost, for God's sake. Like, he needs some time to recharge before he can start.
saying he had PTSD from being trapped on that island.
Yeah,
I mean, who wouldn't, right?
yeah.
No, when he was kind of razzing everybody like, I'm the smartest one here, and he kind of ended up giving this like little half smile to the guy once it looked like it was going too far.
yeah.
And that to me was kind of, it's like, okay, he just has a really terrible sense of humor.
And also,
Perhaps,
and,
for me.
and I think he was willing to forgive the guy for hitting him. He's like, I think if they were able to carry on that conversation longer, he might have even said like, okay, I shouldn't have said that. Because I think he realized he overstepped, because he did look kind of off when he got hit and then the guy got hurt, and he was Patrick Wilson was apologizing to him, and he's like, no, don't think nothing of it. Like,
I mean, not to disagree too strongly, that was not the time for that joke, but still.
I mean, it wasn't, but also like, so he told that joke before, and the guy and Patrick Wilson reciprocated it, right?
Oh, yeah, that's
so
true.
it does kind of make sense that he would go back to that joke to try to alleviate some tension.
Yeah. Now,
I mean, obviously it's a bad joke at the wrong time, but if you're an off person anyway, I can see how you get there.
If you're a psychopath, then you're just manipulating people.
I don't think he was manipulating. What's the manipulation to go? Why would he go? Why would he? A sociopath
To
wouldn't
kill
feel-
fucking Indians.
But that's not what he said. He said, I feel responsibility for this.
That's just manipulation, so he can kill Indians. So like
Now
he
you're-
killed the Mexicans when they were just walking up with their hands up.
But he literally believed that they were
Did
part
he,
of a
though?
raiding party, and even the guy said like, "We'll never know."
We'll never know.
They just
We'll
leave that
never know.
ambiguous.
Yeah, they left
Yeah.
that completely ambiguous.
Which I liked that they did, honestly, because it left some things up
Me
to
too. And I'm still sticking by that argument. He's a
I was
psychopath.
gonna say the second guy that came out, the second Mexican, he could have had a gun. We just took that guy's word for it that he didn't.
Right.
Yeah, they did a good job of building tension in that scene too. I think,
And
but
they didn't announce themselves when they were walking up on him. They didn't.
yeah, true.
He just kept saying, "Oh, I was going to. I was going to." It's like, okay.
But
Now-
one of them had a crucifix.
Now this night, try
You're
to
right,
speed the
Catholics
pace
have
up on
never
this
done
flick a
anything
little
wrong.
bit.
Never.
Try to speed up on this thing here.
Okay.
This introduced all of our characters, our 4 main characters plus Samantha Duar.
Yep.
Now that night, Samantha is left in the sheriff's office to tend to Purvis's wounds because Purvis is all banged up. He got shot
in the
by,
leg by the
by Franklin
sheriff.
Hunt. Yep. And he leaves his other deputy, Nick, who don't get too
unfortunate.
fond of. And that night, a stable boy's killed. Next morning, Hunt arrives at his office and it's completely empty. Nick, Samantha, Purvis, all gone. And the only thing left is a mysterious arrow.
And you heard the strange noises that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, there were some
that's
strange
right.
noises, those
Weird
whistling
howls.
noises. Yeah. Now, a character I liked, the professor, who was an educated Native American. He's a Native American who acclimated himself with
He's your
white culture.
anti-stereotype.
Yep, anti-stereotype. He lets him know that this arrow that's left behind is actually from a tribe known as the Troglodytes. Now, troglodytes are a race of cave-dwelling humans, is what troglodyte means.
Right.
Apparently, they are part of Indian and Maltese culture, some Native American stuff, but that's what they're called, troglodytes.
Troglodytes. Yeah.
And they're located in a valley that's not, you can't find on any map. And he tells them these are a group of inbred cannibals and it'll be avoided. They're avoided by all Native American tribes, and you should do the same.
Because he's like, it doesn't, they're like, how many are there? And he's like, it doesn't matter. Anyone who goes there is going to die.
Yeah. And they put together that Samantha, Nick, and Purvis have all been taken by them. So Hunt does what he should do as a good law-abiding sheriff. He forms his posse.
Yeah.
And this posse consists of the 4 characters we introduced to Deputy Chicory, Bruder, and even Arthur, who's already injured.
He's got a wounded leg.
He broke his leg trying to fix their roof during a storm.
Yeah.
Yep. And what I liked about him too is when I first time I watched this and he got looped in with the posse, I was worried this was going to be one of those characters that just bitches the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Like,
that's not
the injured guy in the war movie or whatever who just, my wounds or whatever, all that. But no, he's
It's
just like,
wait for me. I can't keep up.
yeah. But no, he's in pain the whole movie, but he's just like,
He gives no shits.
he bites through it. Yeah.
He's
Because
like a day behind on the hike.
yeah, he just keeps going because he wants to, he's after his wife who he loves very much. And this is our party. These are the 4 characters we will follow through their desert.
Into the desert.
Into the desert on their journey in real time over the course of several days.
Next 2 days.
Next 2 days. Yeah, this is where the movie you can keep the fast forward button ready for this part of the movie, because you can just fast forward through this part until you see something worth
You can
stopping
watch
on.
this at 1.5 speed.
You definitely can. You definitely can. 'Cause they ride through the desert. A lot of nothing happens, as Ben and Ursa debated on earlier. There is a part where 2 strangers do stumble across the group, and Bruder takes it upon himself to kill them both because he's concerned that they're part of a scout. They're scouts for a possible raid, or so we're led to believe.
Right.
It's left completely open the possibility.
Because
either
later
way.
that night, their horses are stolen in their sleep. And he was stabbed in his sleep.
Yeah. Late at night, they are ambushed by raiders who injure Bruder's horse. They steal all the other horses, and there they are. They're left in the fucking middle of the desert with nothing. I mean, that's gotta be pretty fucking dangerous. You're left in the middle of the desert, and they've been riding for 2 days at this point, right, or a couple days.
Yeah, it had been a few.
So they're pretty far out.
It felt pretty hopeless then, because you've got Arthur with that busted leg, and it's just like, God damn, what are we gonna do?
My ass, I would have turned around and that's it, guys. Pack it in.
No horses, we're gonna die. I'm like, I don't know
How are you
they're
gonna get back?
Yeah, I don't know how they're
The
gonna
same way they got back in the end of the movie.
Well, that's what I'm
Just
wondering.
plus more people.
Jesus, could they have made that back? God damn.
It's left ambiguous. Maybe they never did, and I don't know. Now, of course, we talk about Arthur's leg. This also gets exasperated when Bruder and Arthur get into a little scuffle over some ill-timed jokes.
Yeah.
Yep. And they all just continue on foot at this point. They're still on task.
Yeah.
They have something to do. They've got to get these people back. Hunt's deputy, Samantha, Dwar's wife, and this random guy who Hunt shot. So they got to find him.
They got to go back for the prisoner.
Yeah.
And this at this point they actually do make it to the valley. They survive the journey. They make it to the valley, but for better or worse, because they are immediately ambushed by our troglodytes. Troglodytes, pretty fucking brutal tribe. I mean, they're pretty efficient.
Yep. They were fun to watch when they were on screen.
Yeah.
They weren't on it a lot.
Right. They weren't. They really.
Yeah. How would you describe their look?
So they actually look like a tribe that I've seen before.
Okay.
I can't remember what their name is. But like they would paint themselves white and whatnot to look like the scenery around them, the whites and clays and different colors of that nature to match that. I just think they were really hurt by the transitions.
There were some bad.
There was a lot that I feel like we could have seen more of, and we definitely could have seen more of the troglodytes themselves and the scenery that they were around as well. Because I think where they lived and the environment they were around really played into why they looked the way that they looked. Because even in their character names, it's named like Wolf Skull and Teeth, and I don't know. I wish we could have seen a little bit more of that, but ultimately they were pretty brutal. I wanted to see them more brutal though.
Yep. Now in this ambush, unfortunately, Bruder is killed.
Bruder.
Yeah.
Good. You can talk about that a little bit.
I really hated this scene. Kind of bugged me because they get ambushed and arrowed, and then when it cuts over to where the troglodytes are, it's like this guy in a giant mask with feathers and stuff all over it standing right in front of them, and it's like, how did you not see him and shoot him before he got up on you guys?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
Like that
And
scene suffers.
They did that several times, and I what it was supposed to be, I'm sure, was that they were blending in and then you see them coming out, but we never saw them coming out. They were just like right in front of them.
Just
And it's
I think what it might have been is because of all the stuff, Bruder couldn't tell if they were Mexican or not.
oh my god.
Was that possibly why?
No.
They were kind of painted white. Maybe that's why he didn't shoot him.
Yeah.
I don't think it honestly would have mattered that much to him.
Do you think
I didn't know that he had lost his hand until they started wrapping it up. Because I didn't understand what the hell happened.
Yeah, I was like,
did an arrow shoot off his hand, or was it like a tomahawk? Or
It was one of the tomahawks.
One of the tomahawks.
See, that makes more sense.
But I'm with you. I didn't catch on until it was pretty. Honestly, it was after they had wrapped it. I thought they were wrapping his leg. Really, like they finally going for these tight shots, and now I can't tell what the hell's going on.
Yeah, Bruder dies. It's pretty. It's
off screen.
Off screen, of course.
Pretty much off. Yeah, it is. They cut away right before that tomahawk hits him.
But they let us see his body. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I wonder if they ran out of budget before, because they left him with dynamite, and I wonder if they ran out of
one.
Yeah, they never did use the dynamite, did they?
Yeah, never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if they just were like, we can't afford the explosion.
Yeah,
so.
$1.8 million. And with the cast, I imagine a good bit of this money had to go to the cast.
Yeah.
Seriously, that star power.
That's probably why there's off-screen deaths.
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering, because it just would this movie have been good if they? I think it might have been better if they just cast like Kurt Russell and then a bunch of unknowns.
No.
You don't think so? I saved
really
them on the
think-
budget.
For me, the only saving grace of this thing was the character.
I don't. Yeah,
Really?
I don't
Okay.
think so. It would have saved you on the budget, but I don't think he would have. That would have resulted in him cutting any of the
you're right.
dialogue scenes. So you'd have been stuck with these dialogue scenes with actors that can't pull it off.
It would have turned into you're right. It would have turned into like some of these last few years of Bruce Willis movies.
Yes.
Where it's like Bruce Willis and a bunch of fucking kids.
Nobodies.
Poor Bruce.
Yeah.
I know.
Did you watch that one space one? God, fucking what was it called? Passenger or some shit like that. It was an alien movie. It was like a bad alien knockoff. It was bad.
I didn't. I want to remember
terrible.
Bruce for the good that he done.
Taking down Nakatomi Tower.
Yeah.
I tried watching the Detective Knight trilogy they've been pushing. Apparently they're like pseudo diehards. Like his last movies, it's a trilogy of movies that was all filmed end sequence are supposed to be his like send off, his final movies. Fucking awful. Fucking awful. That was so disappointing. I tried to watch the first one. I was like, oh, that was bad. I tried to watch the second one. I was like, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
So you basically just turned in like the Steven Seagal type movies.
Basically, it was basically they were John McClane movies without being John McClane movies and without a budget to do the shit they were trying to imply. You know, he's a renegade cop who doesn't play by the rules, and his days
He's
detective.
like fucking 80 now, isn't he?
Yeah.
See, if I wanted to watch a version of that wasn't Die Hard, I'd go with The Last Boy Scout.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that movie Hostages he has.
Ooh, that's slightly more serious.
Yeah, that's a good flick. I like that one.
That's good
but no, that Detective Night, I watched the first one. It takes place on Halloween, and it ends with him killing the bad guy, saying "trick or treat, motherfucker." The second one takes place on Christmas, and it ends with him killing the bad guy, saying "Merry Christmas, motherfucker." And I watched a trailer for the third one, which takes place on 4th of July.
No,
and the stinger for the trailer is "Happy 4th of July, motherfucker." And that was so I'm like, that's how they like you just put that every fucking movie, like holiday motherfucker. That's
I mean, Yippee-ki-yay worked because they stuck to it, you know?
Exactly. Well, I guess he stuck to this. He says a holiday and then calls the person motherfucker.
Well,
No.
yeah, but also he was turning an insult, like the guy Hans was meaning to insult him by calling him a cowboy, and he turned it against him.
Right.
So that's, I mean,
I always hated in like the edited version of I think it's Die Hard 2, they changed it to Happy Trails.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
oh yeah, happy trails, Hans.
I wonder if like there's Detective Night movies. What if it wasn't holiday? What if it was like just a Tuesday? Do you think it's Detective Night's thing? Like Happy Tuesday, motherfucker.
No,
You think
he only kills people on holidays.
that's his little treat to himself.
That's
on
the only time he
holidays.
works. That's the only time he works.
Yeah,
While everybody else is off on holiday
Yeah.
and their holiday pay in, they call him in.
that's what it is. They have to call in this 80-year-old guy. It's like everyone's off. Like, what do we do? It's like
Everybody put in PTO for the holidays, guys.
Detective Knight's been like hanging around. Well, he
The next
kills
one's gonna be
everybody
Kwanzaa.
though.
And every other time he's just like the parking garage.
Yeah,
Attendant.
like, hey, Knight, here's a gun. We're gonna let you go out today. It's Christmas, so just Merry Christmas. And he's like, all right, and just like kills people. Like,
Merry Christmas, motherfucker.
it's like, why do we always do this? Why do we always
No,
do
not that one. Not that one. The other guy. That one.
the one had Val Kilmer's son in it, the Christmas one. What's his name? He's Val Kilmer's son. That's all I know. And he looks vaguely like Val Kilmer. But I was disappointed they didn't do the cheap thing and do the Wilson Kilmer on the poster. They didn't do that, which I figured they would have, but they actually didn't do that.
So we're in the desert.
We're in the desert. And there are several shots to remind us that we are in the desert.
We've been ambushed by
That's right. They were ambushed. Thank God.
Yep, they were ambushed. Bruder got killed.
PTSD back.
Now, Hunt and Chicory, they find Samantha and Nick because they got captured. Hunt and Chicory got captured, which I was like, again, every time Chicory is in any kind of danger, it's heart wrenching.
Yeah,
he's
like
such
watching a dog be in danger.
It is. It very much that he is a human version of a dog in a movie. Like, I need a website of does Chicory die? I needed that check every time.
I know.
Because it's nerve wracking every time. You're like, this is such a good character. He's such a good guy, and he's so lovable.
He is so wholesome.
He is wholesome.
Hopeful.
Yeah, hopeful all the time. Always optimistic.
Hope incarnate.
Which is why I was like, man, this is where they're going to kill all. This is where they're going to take a dark turn in the movie and kill off, Chicory. I was like, every time I was like, I was worried, but
what sold it was when he said that his wife used to call him a stupid imbecile.
Yeah.
When Arthur got pissed at him, and it was like, oh no, it was actually kind of touching. It's like, if you kill this character, I'm turning this damn movie off. Like,
but Hunt and Chicory, they get captured and they get put in these prison cells that the troglodytes have. Yeah, and we find Samantha and Nick; they're still alive, and we find out that Purvis has been killed. Killed in Eden off screen. And this is the scene that got me.
Died like that.
What's that?
I said he's the one I wish we could have seen die like that.
Yeah, well, there wasn't enough budget to bring David back. Okay,
his day rate was up. They had to save the budget for this scene. Which Nick, Deputy Nick, lovable Deputy Nick, the character we've grown to love and care, and we got to hear his deep, rich backstory. We have to watch him get stripped and then scalped
Yep.
and bisected
from the balls down because
from
they hang
the
him upside down
balls
by his
down,
ankles.
Yep.
and then they fucking eat him. And this was fucking brutal.
Yeah.
This
I
That
was
pretty
expecting
fucked
every kill to kind of reach this level or just this side
Yeah.
of it, right?
Right.
But it's like they're like, well, we've only got one.
Yeah. Because
But I mean, it was brutal as fuck.
Yeah, that it's pretty gnarly. Like it's spectacular. It's a spectacular death, but it sucks. It just takes so long to get there.
yeah.
Because man, it is something. It's a sight to behold. That's what I expected too. The first time I watched this, the way the trailers were and everything,
Right, that's
it
what I
seemed
was
like it was going to
expecting.
be like this, like
The whole time.
tooth and nail, fucking.
This that kill scene definitely put like the modern Texas Chainsaw Massacre kills to shame.
It's a shame.
Yeah. This is brutal. The bisection is fucking gnarly.
Yeah. They had more balls with that scene than most modern horror does.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, for
These
sure.
days. Like, sorry, Hollywood's just a bunch of fucking pansies compared to that shit. That was horrifying. That was real horror right there.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, Hunt, he has a flask. Yeah, he has a drinking. Has a little liquor flask with him.
Whiskey. Of course.
Whiskey, and they lace it with
Morphine.
with
Well,
opium.
opiates.
Opium. And he tricks the fucking troglodytes into drinking it, which reminded me a lot of this Bigfoot story. Is really famous in the 70s.
Oh, is that the
This-
one where it eats coffee?
No, this guy, he claimed to be like, he got captured by Big Feet in like the 70s, and they kept him for like months, and he was missing for like months.
Huh.
And he claimed that, he was out camping, and there were several nights where, he kept hearing things. And one night he was in a sleeping bag, and next thing he knows, he's over the shoulder of a Bigfoot or whatever. And they take him to a lair where they have, and there's like a family of Bigfoot. And like he was talking about how, they had like a family unit. There was a mom, a dad, an elderly Bigfoot, and like these little kids and stuff. And he eventually escaped he had all this stuff in his sleeping bags. He was putting all his things in a sleeping bag at night. And he was putting his rifle and all this shit in the sleeping bag. So he eventually, the way he escaped was he had his skull. He fucking
his chew can.
Yeah, he gave his chew to
That's
the
what it
fucking
was.
Bigfoot, and they got sick. They ate this fucking skull, got sick, and he fucking took that opportunity to get away. It reminded me a lot of that. But what they do is
Although if they wanted him, I'm sure they could have. If this is a true story, I don't think that he could have outrun them if they really wanted.
Right.
Sounds like me, like he went on a bender and made up the worst fucking cover story ever.
It's a really popular one. It was really big in the 70s. It was like back like Bigfoot mania and stuff was going on. That was like a really popular one. He did like a bunch of media and shit. But it reminded me a lot of that. So what they do is they lace this shit with opium. And it pretty much kills one, right? And then the other one,
Yep.
gets
One got
unconscious.
kind of sick, and then one was unaffected.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now Arthur the whole time has been like trying to get to this because he's been following the trail.
Yeah. So he's way behind.
He's way behind because he's basically crippled. He's basically crippled. So he's been behind. He missed all this, and he actually kills some troglodytes.
Kills 2 of them.
Yeah.
3 of them actually.
Yeah.
3 of them.
Pretty good chunk of them.
And he manages to he pulls they have this weird like hole in their throat where they can produce that howling noise.
From what it says online, it's a animal bone they have stuck in their windpipes.
They inserted that shit.
Okay.
They inserted it. Yeah, they inserted it into their windpipes.
Wondered. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bone that they had inserted in their windpipes.
Interesting.
So they could communicate with these like whistles.
I thought it was like just like a evolution spin-off of like the hyoid bone or something.
I thought that only when he was like cutting it out, it's like that's too big to not be like part
Because
of
it
it.
looks like a hyoid bone.
Right.
Yeah, I think what they did is when they're really young, like babies, they put it in there. and
that's
the
what I'm thinking.
muscles and everything
Let it all
grows
grow.
over it.
That makes
That's what I'm
sense.
thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause that's how
so
they've been signaling through the whole movie. Is
it's been all those noises we've been hearing.
It's horrible. Yeah.
Now he uses this to fucking lure in one, kills it, and now this introduces to our Hunt, Chicory, Samantha. They are able to escape. They use the opium trick, got the fuck out of the cave. The troglodyte leader, who I believe is the one they fucking call Wolf Skull or Bortus. Was that it? Okay. He fucking he finds these other troglodytes, the one dead, the one dying. and takes after him. And this is where we have a really good little scene here with the fucking troglodytes and the guys fighting in the desert. It's pretty brutal. Hunt, he gets fucking taken out, which I wasn't expecting the first time I watched this, for Kurt Russell to die.
Oh, he does heroically, though.
He does die
you're talking about
heroically.
when they dragged him out of the cage. They had everyone still locked up, and they just
they did. Yeah, sorry.
Character, yeah.
Okay.
Then when they cut him open and throw the hot flask in his guts.
Throw a fucking heated flask in his guts. That's fucking brutal. This last part of the movies where you gotta go through this slog to get there, but it's like the beginning's good, the end's good, that middle.
Yeah, but when I thought that they were gonna shoot Kurt Russell in the balls, I was like, if they actually do this, I'm done.
Yeah.
I would have
been a touch too far.
And like we already saw them like hacking into the other guys like between his legs, upside down like that.
It would have been a touch too far for me.
Yeah. But
so Arthur arrives.
Yep.
Because Kurt Russell's just been fucking mutilated at this point, basically.
Yeah, he ended up getting shot in the lung too.
Yep.
Because the guy did kind of figure out the gun eventually.
Yep. And then he manages to cut the dude's foot in half with the tomahawk.
And just fucking cut his head off in like 3 or 4 strokes of a bone tomahawk. Because fuck that dude. Fuck all those guys. They were cool as fuck.
I want one of those bone tomahawks, though. That motherfucker is sharp.
Yeah, I was really wondering how they put an edge on that. Like, I was like, gee whiz.
Wow.
So this allows Arthur, Chicory, and Samantha to escape. Hunt
is dying from multiple injuries.
Yeah, I imagine that flaming, that fucking heated flash shoved into your guts would be. Well, it's also had opium in it too, so I imagine that fucking.
And you know what?
It's coursing through him.
Metal.
Yeah, it would fuse into the wound because you're.
Gosh,
what pulled it out of there.
No, they didn't.
That's a brutal fucking way to off someone.
Oh yeah.
Did he get shot in the gut or in the chest?
He got shot in. It was kind of like
lower lung,
kind of in between. Yeah, it was like it looked like the lower lung. Yeah, I agree with that.
So they leave Hunt a rifle, and he tells him he's going to kill any of the troglodytes.
Yeah,
when they get back to the cave.
There's 3 males left and 2 crippled blind females.
That was pretty grotesque too.
Crazy.
Yeah, but you know what the worst thing was they didn't finish it. Like they just let them live, and I'm like, that's awful.
Would you not have killed that female laying there? Like out of mercy?
Yeah, merciful.
She's just gonna starve to death. Or die of thirst.
Yeah.
Or she's far enough along, she's going to give birth to the baby, and then they'll both die.
Yeah.
But she didn't have any arms or legs.
No.
Eyes.
She had
There's 2 of them. Yeah.
There were. Yeah.
And the party, the group, they get far enough away, and Arthur, he blows that fucking troglodyte whistle, and there's no whistle back. Then you hear 3 gunshots. Bam, bam, bam.
And then it ends.
Yep.
Actually, they throw a rock, focus on that for 5 seconds, and then it ends.
Yeah, true.
The fucking rock pissed me off.
And then they make you wait in a black screen for the credits for another 2 minutes.
That
for some
pissed
reason.
me off because I was like, "Oh my god, there's going to be another scene," and then it's like, "Wait for it, credits."
I said while we were waiting, I said, "Are you really going to do this for the fucking credits?"
Yeah.
And this is 2015 when everyone waited around after the end of every movie.
Yeah.
Right. So Bone Tomahawk.
Yeah, there's a website I have that I go to now. It's like I think it's like, does it have a stinger or something like that, or you go and you can look and see if there's end credits. It's called end credits, and you go there and it shows every movie. And it'll tell you because I got tired of fucking every time I went to go see a movie having to wait for the fucking end credits to see if there's a stinger at the end of it. But people wait around for the end of that to. Be treated to the credits finally.
I scrolled through the credits.
You did?
I didn't wait around. But I scrolled through the credits.
Yeah. Just to see if
I used my finger just in case.
Well, I go see a lot of movies in theaters, so I always go look because I don't want to sit in the fucking theater and wait. But that was Bone Tomahawk, 2015 Western drama with a little sprinkling of horror in it.
Yeah.
Now, I think we should go ahead and let's go ahead and let's talk about the quality, because we're not talking about Campbell on this one.
Nope.
We're talking about the quality of Russell.
Glad you remember me. Man should remember his past.
Bone Tomahawk.
Bone Tomahawk.
Tomahawk of the Bone.
Tomahawk of the Bone.
So I won't lie. It wasn't until we started to record that I went, that's why it's called a bone tomahawk.
You know what? I admire you're willing to say that on recording. I would have kept that shit to myself.
You're as brave as the fellows we followed on
This
our
really long
5-day
journey.
desert journey.
This real-time journey through the desert.
Ty,
Certainly felt like it.
let's get your quality of Kurt.
Man, Kurt Russell. You say anything about this movie, but you can't knock Kurt Russell for just being spectacular in this thing. I mean, he's such a good. I like all the characters. I mean, let me go say that first and foremost.
For sure.
All the man. The only, like I said, we talked about earlier. I mentioned like the critical reception of this movie, and everything about it just on par. The characters are great. The direction's pretty good. The shots are great. There's nothing you can argue there. None of the acting. It's just the fucking pacing.
Yep.
The only gripe I really have with this movie, and then so of course, the off-screen deaths. There were just way too many fucking off-screen deaths. But I think that may be a budgetary thing. I mean, that's why I think may have happened there was they.
Yeah, it does make sense.
They put a lot of money into the actors, which they should, because we got some great
they
performances.
paid them to stay out in the fucking desert, hauling cameras back and forth every goddamn day for a month to shoot the desert scenes.
Or what was this? 21 days shooting?
Yeah, it was shot in 21 days.
21 days shooting.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Isn't that crazy?
It's typically what
And
movies are
18
shot
of them
as.
were shot in the desert.
18 of those motherfuckers were shot in the desert. You're right.
From what we learned at Bruce Fest, that's typically what movies are shot in, and that'd be nice.
Or independent films anyway.
Yeah, independent films are typically shot in 21 days. I don't have any experience in that, but we have.
Me neither.
We have
not yet.
We have. But man, I think that may have been just like a budget thing, as they didn't maybe take into account how much they were spending on these great actors, and then when the time for the gore came, they were like, "What do we do?" Like, because I definitely think Bruder, we should have saw his face getting smashed up with that tomahawk.
Although I wish he would have gotten that dynamite off.
Yeah, at least show that.
Yeah,
I wish let him kill one more.
Yeah,
he was like so heroic. I'm going to kill as many of them as I can, and then the first one,
that was it. So then I thought they were at least the dynamite's there for
later
Arthur to find.
That's how he's going to make the comeback.
Right. But
never fucking see it again. Again. But man, the off-screen deaths, that's something to gripe about. The pacing will forever be, I think, a gripe on this. I think they always talk about, man, like, what about these extended cuts? I think we need a de-extended cut on this movie. Can we
trimming?
Can we get a trimmed cut of Bone Tomahawk? That would be. Actually, I bet there's people out there that have done it, because you always see people that do extended cuts of things. There's got to be someone that's chopped this thing down a little bit. Of all the movies, I'm usually a big proponent of not cutting shit out of movies, but this one has plenty to work with. You got a lot of room to cut on this one. You got a lot of fat to trim. But man, that's the only thing I have to say. I mean, Kurt Russell, fantastic. The acting, fantastic. All four of our main guys, just unbelievable. I think any of these characters would have been awesome to see elsewhere too. I mean, I think it'd be cool to see any of these characters again. Chicory, man, what a lovable fucking character that was. Just a big old teddy bear stuck into this.
How good was that line? Like, say goodbye to my wife, and I'll say hello to yours. It's like,
because
it was a good moment between the two.
Yeah, that was sweet.
And that was when I started crying.
Yeah, that was those two had good moments together.
Yeah. What about you, Bailey? What do you think of? What do you have to say about Bone Tomahawk?
Same. Just echoing off of you. Really, my only complaint with it is, actually, I have a couple complaints. Biggest one being the pacing. There was just, like I said, there's a good 45 minutes you could easily cut from that.
Absolutely.
I definitely wish we would have seen more of the, what are they called?
Troglodytes.
Troglodytes. Okay. Troglodytes.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Troglodytes. I definitely wish we could have seen more of them, especially with their brutality, because you could have played way more into the horror aspect, or even just like a manipulation tactic or whatnot. Like when they had killed Deputy Nick in front of them, like you could have played more into the manipulation and horror tactic of just watching someone like be helpless. I don't know. I have ideas for that, but I digress. Overall, it's got a good story to it. It's got a phenomenal cast to it.
Absolutely.
The
Pacing.
dialogue, the pacing. I mean, the dialogue could use some work, but I mean, that's neither here nor there at this point because the pacing is like literally the number one problem with this film.
What about you, Urs? What do you have to say about it?
I don't think I could say anything different than you guys already said. It was just pacing. It was just the desert journey was just it was long and uneventful. It just didn't.
How about this? Does anyone have anything different to say about the movie?
Yeah, actually. So, okay.
Anything have anything to add?
In defense of the pacing, actually, which y'all know I was bitching about it too. Yeah. But in defense of the pacing, if you know what you're in for and you treat this more like you're watching a character study or a drama kind of unfold, I think the pacing's okay. If you're not I went in expecting like a pretty full-blown horror.
Right.
And so
yes. And that's the way it was marketed too.
Yeah. And so that would be kind of frustrating. No wonder people were complaining. I think if people knew what they were in for going in, it would hit a little better. I really liked Kurt Russell's character. I think he was actually kind of looking back on it. He was a nice blend of the other three characters. You know, you had Arthur, who was like too proactive. Like that was always his flaw. Like he went out and fixed the fucking roof in the storm.
He left the house before grabbing his boots.
Yep, left without his boots. Wasn't, whatever. And so then you had Matthew Fox's character, who was much more competent, cool, collected planning. And then you had the deputy, who was full of faith and hope and stuff like that. And I think honestly, like low key, all of that was in Kurt Russell's character. And that was part of how his character kind of related to everyone else really well. And I thought Kurt Russell did that in a really, I just think he executed it very well. There we go.
All right. You guys want to give our ratings?
Yeah, I got
Ben, go ahead. Ben, go ahead.
I can't. The pacing was too long. The desert scenes were not quite pointless, but just on this side of it. The character acting was really good. The horror was not enough. Satisfactory, if somewhat anticlimactic ending.
Yeah.
Move on to the rating.
What about your quality of Russell? What do you give quality of Russell?
So I'm gonna have to give it a 3.
Well, it's groovy or not groovy.
Oh, that's right. It's groovy.
Yeah, this is a Cult of Russell.
I hate this.
We've heard all about the flawed rating system.
Fuck.
We're here to rate the quality of the actor we chose to focus on. This is why Evil Dead's and not groovy and Alien Apocalypse is a certified groovy.
Why do you have to say it so much?
But we're talking about
dare somebody to call this out in the comments section. We've been at this for 2.5 years now. If anyone had any significant things to say about it, we would have changed it. No, that's not true. There's always somebody new that's got something to say. I'll have to give it a groovy, but it's not worth the price of admission, honestly.
Okay. What about you, Urs? Groovy or not groovy?
I think as far as his character goes, I think groovy. I loved him and I loved him playing it. But if we get like a super cut of the movie, that'd be great.
We don't need a super cut. We need a micro cut.
Yeah, micro cut of it. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give this as well a groovy. Because, I mean, Kurt Russell, fantastic in this. Just all the actors, kudos on them. That's really made the movie. I mentioned earlier about casting a bunch of unknowns, but I retract that because that would have been way, way rougher to get through if all you had was Kurt Russell carrying this thing because, Kurt can do a lot, but I don't know if he could have made this.
He'd have broke his back.
Yeah. Oh, he definitely broke his back.
Yeah. But no, on crutches.
He would have been he'd have been the Arthur of this one. But no, groovy, Kurt Russell.
Right.
I mean, fantastic, but I think there's better movies where Kurt Russell's a beard, but this movie, nonetheless, fantastic performance by Kurt Russell, and not a bad flick overall. It's just a slog to get through.
Yeah, it's so long.
Maybe split it up in sessions. Watch a little here, a little there.
Kind of episodic.
Yeah. Watch. Make it
a Netflix miniseries.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there we go. Great miniseries. Yeah.
Absolutely.
First third of the movie could have been your pilot episode.
It's the best example of a novel as a movie.
Yeah,
that's basically what it is. It's
Gone with the Wind.
Since Gone with the Wind. Yeah.
don't touch Gone with the Wind.
I haven't read it or watched it, so I won't actually.
We don't. This is not the podcast.
Frankly, I don't give a damn.
What about you, Bailey? Quality of Russell.
Quality of Russell's definitely going to be a groovy. Quality of the movie, on the other hand, is a different rating system. But all in all, there are very few movies I have seen Russell. Look at you. Now you got me fucking doing it. Why are you doing this?
Sorry.
Why do you do this to people?
I don't even know what I did, really.
The Crow.
Crow. Oh.
There are very few movies that I've seen Kurt Russell in that I haven't liked. I don't actually think there is one that I've seen that I haven't liked him in yet. But I also haven't seen all of his movies. So that with that disclosure. But yeah, definitely a groovy. He knocked it out of the park for this one.
Yeah.
All right. And last but not least, Eric.
Okay. I'm going to deliver my rating the same way that the dialogue was delivered in. Ben's going to throw something at me. I thought.
I have scissors right here.
Oh, God. Definitely a groovy. This is everything that we want to see out of Kurt Russell. Not everything. I won't say that. But every part of his character was true to what we want to see out of that man. So fantastically done. Definitely
Excellent.
worth the watch if you are a fan.
Yeah, I think if you're a fan of Kurt Russell and you like Westerns, it's probably one up your alley. But if you're expecting like a horror flick, not quite there.
Yeah. Even for how brutal the one death was, if you're like, I like guts and blood in my horror, it's not gonna be a
no. If you like a nice like slow burn character driven drama, this is something for you to watch.
This is it. Yeah.
But that's Bone Tomahawk, certified groovy. Our second, our first Cult of Russell officially for Cultober. I mean, you can technically count the thing last year. It's fantastic. Great movie. Kind of really rough pacing. But that was Bone Tomahawk for Cult of Russell. Now, this right here, this follows, as we said, Creep Show. And you have just watched Casper last night. And what a good way to cleanse your palate from Casper. Just cut right over Bone Tomahawk.
Get all that friendliness off.
All that wholesomeness. And tomorrow, you can join Bailey and I for Cult Talk Conspiracy Werewolf Encounters here on Cult Talk. Werewolves. Werewolves. There.
Sounds like a howling good time.
Yeah, there, I did it.
Oh, wait, Eric.
Wednesday, we're back here at Cultober. Our second Wednesday Cultober exclusive. Urs has picked out Splinter. And I've been preaching that for a while. So glad Ursa picked it because that is a fun movie. And I've been wanting Ben and Eric to see it for a long time, and Urs made it happen. So thank you, Urs. And then Friday, this Friday is Friday the 13th, and we are celebrating by watching Friday the 13th, the original one.
Oh, not the Rob Zombie one?
What?
No,
you're thinking Halloween.
Rob Zombie didn't make a Friday the 13th?
No, he did Halloween.
He didn't?
Who the fuck made that Friday the 13th remake?
No, he did. Rob Zombie has only done Halloween.
Yeah, Friday the 13th was a Platinum Dunes movie. It's like Michael Bay produced, but I don't think it was. I don't know who directed it. But
yeah, it wasn't.
Wasn't Rob Zombie. And then if you guys love these Sunday PG movies that we've been doing for the kids, we have the third one coming up this Sunday. You can sit down, grab the little ones, and get around youtube.com/culttalknet, and we're going to review Halloween Town.
Leave the kids
at home. It'll be a fun, wholesome Halloween Town experience where we're going to...
I'm actually not on that one, so you got a better shot than
You're on that one.
I'm going to say fuck. I'm going to say fuck.
I mean...
I'm the most wholesome one out of all of us, and I'm going to say fuck.
You're the most wholesome.
Well, you think...
Maybe I won't mock any dead celebrities in this one. Just maybe. But we'll see, because there's a couple in that one. So but you guys have it.
Get me out of this cave.
This has been Cult of Russell. Always fun doing these. Next Monday we're back doing Cult of Campbell. I think it's Mike and I were doing Psych, which I'm not a psych person, so Mike's going to have to hold my hand through that one and tell me what the psych lore is, because I have no fucking clue. But thank you guys for joining us.
Again, huh?
Yeah, it's charmed all over again.
God.
Exactly. Yeah, he's had to do that a lot because Mike loves these fucking slow burn, just tedious procedurals. So he loves that kind of shit.
On for this one.
We should have. He would have probably loved it. No, for that you got to have it cut up into like 8 seasons, and it's got to be made for a little goth girl in high school. Michael,
we could have gotten 8 seasons out of this fucker.
We could have. It felt like 8 seasons. This episode's felt like 8 seasons. But ladies and gentlemen, it is this is Cultober 3. Thank you guys for listening. Of course, you can find us at Cult Talk Net across the board. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all the things. YouTube.com/Cult Talk Net. You can find all of our episodes in video form, and also Cult of Lore comes out every first and third Thursday of the month. They do really cool full video episodes on there that are really fun to watch. Cult of Campbell comes out on Mondays, kind of sporadically as need be, and Cult Talk Conspiracy comes out every other Tuesday, except for this month when we have decided to do Cult Talk Conspiracy Encounters every Tuesday through October. And that's all just in our way of showing appreciation for Cultober and our love for Halloween. Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. Until next time, I've been Ty.
I've been Eric. Fuck you, Eric!
Oh my God! You just wait, motherfucker!
That's on you, man. Eric always follows me. That's on you.
Why does he always get to go second?
That's what he's always done. He's always done it. That's on you.
He paused forever. He was doing everything but painting the lint out of his navel.
I just cough.
Ben, I think you should apologize to Eric for interrupting him.
Fuck you, your rent's going up.
Oh shit! No, it's fine. You can have a second spot. It's fine.
It's not nice to interrupt people, Ben.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
I'm part of this now.
Who else is saying bye? Ursa, there we go.
And I'm Bailey.
I'm Bailey. Until next time, thank you for listening, and as always, stay groovy.